The Magellan eXplorist 350H is a robust, full-color GPS unit built with hikers and hunters in mind. So let's take a look at the features and then we'll talk a little bit about how it performs. The Magellan eXplorist 350H is a full-color waterproof GPS unit. It's 2.2 by 4.4 by 1.4 inches, which means it fits in the palm of your hand. It weighs only 5.4 ounces and it runs on 2 AA batteries. It has a 2.2-inch display that's 240 by 320 pixels. It has a GPS accuracy of up to 3 to 5 meters, and it comes preloaded with North American detail, topographic contour, and preset hunting game management units. It comes standard with a 1-year subscription to Digital Globe downloadable satellite images. Manufacturer's suggested retail price is $250. Let's take a look at the form factor here. It's a really nice size. It's got 6 buttons on it. The first is the power button, which took me a while to find. It's hidden right in there. Next you have your back button, your menu button, you've got your zoom out and zoom in, and you've got a 5-way joystick, so you're up, down, left, right, and then press center to select. On the bottom here you have this little attachment point too, so you can attach it to your backpack or your quad or wherever you're using it on. On the back here you've got this nice lock for the batteries. Unlock it, and as we mentioned, it's waterproof, so you've got a nice waterproof seal around these AA batteries. Now the batteries themselves, you can configure the device when it's running to choose what type of battery you're using, and it'll perform more efficiently based on that. On the bottom here you have a mini USB port, which is for hooking it up to your computer. So what sort of features does it offer to set it apart from other devices? Aside from the standard route tracking and planning features, it has a useful navigate back to start option, which will guide you back to your starting point in case you're lost or if you just want to follow the same route you came in on. It has a lot of different waypoint markers that you can use for hunting or hiking to mark the trail for the next time you come in. It's great for scouting or if you're going to return to the same hiking trail. We mentioned that it comes standard with your North American detail and topographic contour maps. As well as that, it has what they call game management units, so your hunting areas. Whether you're a hiker or a hunter, it's great to know when you're entering or leaving a hunting zone for safety purposes, and of course, if you are hunting, you don't want to get a fine. I spend most of my time backpacking, and it's been great to know when I'm in and out of a provincial park, and therefore when I'm allowed to light fires or not. On top of the pre-installed features, you also get a free subscription for a year to Digital Globe. Now, Digital Globe allows you to download up to 500 megabytes a day of high-quality satellite data. So you can download via your Digital Globe subscription onto this device up to 2 foot per pixel resolution maps, and it automatically will overlay them on your device, and you can turn that on and turn that off when you need it. I think it's a great feature so that if you need to see the topography or if you want to switch out to your winter or your summer maps to see what the area looks like that you're going into, it's great. You can even set up an alarm so that when you do leave a hunting zone, it'll go off and you know, so you don't get into any big fines. Alright, so how does it perform? Well, first of all, the buttons are really robust. They've got a high friction surface so that they're easy to use. When I first saw the joystick feature, I thought, is that going to be easy to use? Because it is very small, but it turns out even with gloves I can navigate around the interface and choose what I want to. I find it really easy to navigate around with their new interface, which I think is a really important feature. It takes a little bit of time to get used to taking the back cover on and off. It can be difficult the first time. The other thing is it would be nice to have a bit bigger of a loop on the back here so I could put a carabiner through there, but neither of these are deal breakers. Magellan boasts an 18-hour battery life for this device. Now obviously that's going to depend on how bright the screen is and what sort of functionality you use on the device. In personal experience, it's enough to get me through a 3-day backpacking trip. As well, on top of that, I was able to go on a couple day hikes and not have to change the batteries. So it's got a good battery life and it lives up to expectations. I really like how easy it is to switch between your topographic and your satellite overlay maps. Another cool feature is the number of different waypoint icons. That may seem simple, but if you are a hunter and you want to track what you've seen on the trail for return trips, or even as a hiker, again, being able to mark on your GPS where your camp was, where your water source is, if you're going to be setting up a base camp, they're all excellent features, especially those rare spots that you found that you want to come back to maybe next year. I can definitely see the huge benefit of the game management units on here. This September I was on a hike where I went in and out of a park zone, and knowing where I was in relation to the park perimeter, it's a huge factor in Canada where you're not allowed to have fires inside some provincial parks. Overall, I'm really impressed with Magellan's eXplorist 350H. I think it's a great size, it's got a great battery life, the color screen is a huge benefit. Splitting up the hunting and hiking features has been useful, and overall I really like the fact that they've added the satellite overlays and of course the game management units. It would be nice to have specific park boundaries in there. I think $250 is a great price point. If you're a hunter or you're a hiker, definitely you should be checking this out. And I'd love to hear your comments down below. Do you use GPS units? What role do they play in your outdoor adventures? Thanks very much, and thanks to Magellan, of course, for sending me this to try out.